Okay, so today we're watching this this video. Now, okay, she bringing the fruit salad. The fruit salad. All right. Ooh, opening the Uber doors. I see you. And she got that little dress on. Okay, I see you. This is an interesting little collage here. Because I mean, y'all are actually recording every moment. She's fixing her makeup, dancing. They look like a couple. Like they look like they together, don't they? Oh. Buying flowers. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, they smiling and everything. That's actually pretty. It's pretty neat. And they on these amazing little lunch brunches and little dates and stuff, you know, just having a good time. I'm skipping through now at this point. Give me a second. Yeah, they on a boat. Like they on a boat. They in like the beach area and the room and the house, you know, just chilling, dancing. They on this that looks very fancy, but at the same time, people are just kind of chilling. It almost looks like an airport thing. And then flowers and stuff. Flowers are expensive. Now, I've never seen a flower vendor like this. It looks like she actually brought the flowers to this place because they serve coffee here. No, I said, it's such a beautiful lesbian. Such a beautiful lesbian relationship on Twitter. Because this is actually a pretty interesting little thing here. They just have a very good dynamic. Obviously, the girl, she claims not to be, you know, going that way. She's not curvy. She's straight, as they say. You know, it is what it is. But still, it's a very interesting little thing. I hang out with my friends. We do cool things outside. You know, we have fun. We go on our little lunch areas and stuff. Every now and then I see some of my homies, take them out to eat, talk to them, just kind of pick their brain about stuff, see what their life is like. Because I take little hiatuses. Like, I don't talk to people every single day. I'm not that kind of friend, but I will like text you like once a month, or I will check in on you once every 2 months or something like that. I will check in on you just to make sure that you're alive and da 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 da. But I don't do all this other stuff because it's just a lot of work for me as a person. I'm usually like just running, grinding, and then it's just, oh yeah, let me say hi to my friend. I haven't talked to him in a long time. And that's basically how I operate. But obviously this person is like a little bit different. They're, you know, talking and stuff, and they're going on little dates and stuff. I don't know. Do you guys relate to this in any way? I'm sure some of you guys do. Like you have this kind of relationship with your friend, which is beautiful. You know, as long as you two are having fun and you're enjoying each other and it's a genuine relationship or friendship rather that, you know, benefits both of you, then more power to you. You know, I have no actual complaints about it or whatever. It's just a really cute thing. Now, she did say this is why she has cute standards, or high standards rather. Cute standards. This could have just been a thing. I don't think that this was a for real thing. Like she was actually saying, oh yes, I have high standards because of my best friend. But I know some people do say that, so I'm going to touch on that a little bit. I genuinely think that she just recorded all of that just because they wanted to make a cute little montage of them being friends and showing their friendship, how strong it is. But to the people that use the behavior of their friends to dictate how they are, I guess, accept to be treated in relationships, that's a slippery slope. Your friends, well, it's kind of hard because when you're meeting someone, if you're meeting someone, they're obviously not going to return that kind of energy. Now, after a while, when you start dating and you start actually getting to know each other, you meet their parents, they meet your parents, etc., then that's where it's like, okay, I can see how you would expect them to start giving energy similar to this, or at least energy in the realm of this, like the flowers, maybe pouring the juice, opening the doors for you and stuff like that. Very cutesy, regular things. But yeah, it's like if you expect this much stuff, especially like 1 or 2 or even 3 or 4, I would even say up to 8 months into a relationship, then it's not gonna look all that great for you. Now, people do tend to move really fast in relationships. I've noticed that a lot of people just they meet somebody, 2 years passed, and they're expecting a marriage, they're expecting babies, they're expecting like this whole American dream, the white picket fence, the house, everything. They're expecting the whole shebang from this person, and they've only known them for 2 years. I've seen this thing on Twitter. It was this girl, and she was like, oh, I was talking to this guy and da 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 da, and he doesn't want to be a father. And then somebody asked him like, oh, how long have you known this guy? How long have y'all been together? I've known this man for two whole years, da 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 da. And I'm just thinking, 2 years isn't a very long time. 2 years is literally, it's like 720 days. 720 something days, 365, like what, 730 days or some shit? I don't know. I can't do math. But yeah, it's like around there. That's not a whole lot of time. 2 years is not a long time at all. It's not even like a college degree. You can't get a degree from that. You're but I mean, I guess you can technically, right? That's like around bachelor's, I guess. Or am I fucking tripping? I'm not gonna look it up. I don't really care. It doesn't matter. 2 years isn't a long enough time to spend a lifetime with somebody. That's my fucking point. I'm not gonna try to fact check everything, but yeah, no, it's not a long enough time. You take 2 years, 2 years for the rest of your fucking life. That's it. That's the trade that you're making. You're making 2 years equal out. I'll give you a general idea of the rest of your life, because if you have a baby, the baby, people go, oh yeah, you have a baby, that's 18 years of your life, boom, dedicated to interacting with this one person. But that's not true. You have a baby, and the rest of your life, the rest of your existence on this planet, okay, as long as you breathe, you are connected to that person. Doesn't matter how you want to spin it in terms of the kid becoming an adult. The kid's going to become an adult. You're still going to have some kind of relationship with that person that you made a baby with. Newsflash, I don't know why some people think that, oh yeah, after 18 years, suddenly they're going to be wiped out of existence and I don't have to worry about. No, you're still going to have to see them at like, different life events. The kid is going to grow up into a person. They're going to meet people. They're going to get married. You're going to have to see them at the wedding. You have to see them at the graduation. You're going to have to see them at whatever accolades or, award ceremonies that the kid eventually has. You're going to have to see them for the rest of your life. Okay. You're going to have to interact with them at least in some way. Now, you don't have to be friends with them, but that's kind of the level of seriousness you are choosing when you have a baby with someone, when you choose to create a life with someone. Now, with being married, it's a little bit different, but still, even with like the splitting of assets and like alimony and stuff like that, that's a headache and a half. And you want to make sure that you choose the right person when it comes to going through a whole lot of that stuff, because you're going to have to go through divorce court if you guys get divorced. You're going to have to talk to lawyers. The lawyers are going to be expensive. Hopefully they don't want to use lawyers and stuff like that. They just want to go and do, oh yeah, the stuff that I had before we met, that's mine. The stuff that you had before you met is yours. Da 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 da. That's going to be cool. Hopefully it's like that, because if it's not, then it's going to be a bit more complicated, and it's just going to be a headache and a half. And again, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, and that's the rest of your fucking life. So I don't know, but it took me 6 years to choose. Okay, I should probably get married, after 6 years or whatever. I was going to wait 10, a person after 10 years. Because, realistically speaking, you're 18 or 20. You just get out of school, basically, right? You're 18 years old. 10 years is over half of your life. Okay, you haven't even existed on Earth for that long, and you're going to get married for less? You're going to get married in 1 or 2 years? Are you crazy? I don't even think you know somebody after 2 years. Realistically, you don't know somebody, in my opinion, you don't really know somebody until like year 4 or 5. Actually, year five, I'm like, okay, I know her, or at least I understand her a bit more to where I can justify being with this person for the rest of my life. Anytime before that, it's just, there's like phases to a relationship. I talked about this to a coworker of mine who was asking about marriage or whatever. The first year you get to know a person, they still have like a shield over themselves. Like they're still worrying about how they see you and how you see them and all that stuff. They're still worrying about all that petty stuff and well, not petty stuff, but like unimportant stuff. The grand final conclusion, the marriage, the whole life shebang. I can't speak right now, but you guys get what I'm saying. And then the second year is just reaffirming things, and a little bit of that shield, a little bit of that armor comes off. They start to become a bit more soft, a bit more vulnerable with you. You start to see a lot of their scars. If you didn't see any of their scars, any of their mess ups, mishaps before, you definitely do now. And then year 3 is probably them shifting a bit. They're probably going to have a different mind state. They're probably going to want to do something different. And people change. People turn. They do things. Yeah, they do things differently. They evolve. Nobody's going to stay the same forever. And year 3 is just literally, it's the test, okay? It's the test to see if you are okay with your partner changing in some way, okay? They're not going to be the same person anymore. They're going to be a different person. So now you have to understand, or at least you have to accept, and you have to see if you accept that your partner is going to change in some way. It might not be a huge way. It might be a certain, mindset shift, but it's going to be a certain way. They're going to change a certain way. And then year 4 and 5, you might not like that person. Okay, there was a point in time where my wife, I almost hated my wife, okay? And, it was just, I had to like relearn who she was. I had to learn like what made her and stuff like that. This video is getting pretty long, but I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Basically, I had to really sit down and just really, truly get to know her. The things that drive her, the things that, motivate her. Okay. The things that she holds most important, because those things are likely not going to change, but how she goes about getting those things and trying to reach for those things, that's actually going to change. And I've changed a lot too, and she's had to deal with that as well. Everybody's going to have to deal with this, okay? This is not a new concept. You're going to have to learn your partner. You're going to have to learn how your partner changes and shifts, and you're going to have to see if you're okay with that. It's a normal life thing. People don't tell you this because for some reason people like to pretend that this shit doesn't happen. It happens literally all the time, 24/7. It's actually a shock if it doesn't happen. People are going to change. People change. We're not static creatures, okay? We learn, we grow, hopefully. And if you're not changing and you're not shifting in some way over time, then that's actually an issue because you're not adapting to your environment. Your environment is constantly changing. If I was the same person as I was in 2015, I would have not grown or blossomed into a mature adult. I would still be a child mentally, okay? Because I was literally a child in 2015. I was 17. So, not child, but a teenager or whatever. Yeah. So, and then after that, after year 5, year 6, if y'all are still madly in love, oh shit, you've hit it. You've done it. You've hit the jackpot. You've learned your person learned you, and you're okay with it. And that's 100%. And that's the actual goal that you want to reach, okay? And expecting you guys to be to this level that's shown in this video, man, in like the first 2 years, whew, that's kind of hard. I guarantee you these people have known each other for like several years, at least 4 or 5, okay? And that's how they're showing their love and appreciation. Every friend that I have I've known for at least 5 years. At least 5 years. At least, okay? And I think my newest friend just hit that mark. And he was at my wedding. So, it takes time to get to know people. It takes time to build relationships and friendships like this. But yeah, that's all I really want to fucking say. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys later. Peace.